It took me 8 years to finally finish Hollow Knight. So picture this, the year was 2017, my best friend at the time, CJ, told me, bro, you need to play Hollow Knight, it's one of the best games ever made. So going on his recommendation, I bought it, loaded it up. Within 10 minutes of playing the game, I'd already hit a crossroads. There was too many choices, too many paths to take, too many that I've already missed. And that, I've got to tell you, that gives me absolute anxiety in games, worrying that I'm going to miss out on something. So I realized this game wasn't for me, bro. I wasn't ready to learn this map, to figure out what's going on, so I uninstalled. I even refunded the game. I fully got it out of my life. So that was my very first experience with Hollow Knight. But fast forward to 2025, I do what I do. After I finish a game, I let my stream decide which game we play next, and it came down to Hollow Knight or Yakuza. And they were neck and neck in votes. So I decided to do a random spin to decide which game we would play next. Thankfully, Hollow Knight won. And just like that, after all these years, Hollow Knight was back in my life. But this time I couldn't quit. I mean, I have a reputation to uphold. I actually finish games. And I refuse to let this game be my downfall. Let's see how it went. And I'm not going to lie, I went into this challenge or into this game thinking that it was just going to be amazing. It's going to be an absolute blast to play. The reason for this is there were so many people who voted for this game telling me it had an amazing story, beautiful art, perfect soundtrack, the lore behind it is insanely in depth. You were going to absolutely love this game. So that's the attitude I went into it with. But I got to that exact same location where I had quit before, and it all come flooding back. Those feelings of anxiety, those feelings of being lost. I didn't know what I was doing, where I was going, or what to do. But instead of being overcome by these feelings this time, I pushed through. And I'll admit, I kept going room after room, and every room offered more and more options, more paths to take, more unknown, more anxiety. I was getting to the point where I was starting to think, maybe this game was a bad idea. Maybe I should have chosen something else to play, something a bit simpler, or something a little bit more easy for me to understand. But, as I had said before, it was too late. I had to keep exploring and just trust that it would all make sense soon. So that's what I did. And I've got to say that eventually it did happen. Eventually I searched every area in this zone, and it started to make sense as to what I was supposed to do to make it to the next zone. I had to get some sort of long range attack to make it past this guy right here so that I could progress. And thankfully, because I had searched everywhere else, there was only one more place that I needed to go, so I knew that was the location of this attack. And then on my way there, I realized something. Hollow Knight was testing me. This sounds kind of stupid, but there were so many other zones, so many other areas, so many other paths that I had yet to take. This little anthill as compared to the mountain that I was about to face was nothing. It was as if the game was asking me, are you sure you want to continue? Are you sure you want to keep going? Are you ready for what lies ahead? And I've got to say, I'm so glad that it does, and it does this in so many different ways, not only with exploration, but with combat as well. For example, when I got to that area that I hadn't yet explored, I found this guy here. Now I thought he was the boss, so I attacked him, and he hits me with this move here. Now this is the interactive part of the show. Confronted with this attack here, do you A, jump over the shockwave, or B, stand still and eat the shockwave like an idiot? If you chose option B like I did, you're wrong, because the shockwave hurts you. So I learned that lesson, you have to jump over the shockwave. Yo, this guy is light work, baby. Easy mode! Bro, what is a boss? What is a boss? Turns out that was just like a guard to the true boss, and I just unknowingly walk in a room and get obliterated. Damn it! Now I know I joked about it, but I didn't think it was actually going to happen. I didn't think I was going to predict this boss falling from the sky, just ascending from the heavens, crushing into earth, and then trying to wallop me. I was caught so far off guard that I eventually got to the point where I had about 1 health left. And that's when I just had to lock in. I went full Uchiha, Mangekyo Sharingan, Infinite Tsukiyomi, Flying Kirin attack. I had to lock in. But once I locked in, I realized this fight is exactly like the Mace guy that I just versed. When he hits the ground, a shockwave comes out. What do? You jump over the shockwave. That's right, and you survive. You can't just face tank him and swing your nail around as fast as possible because he'll kill you. You got to run out, run in, and attack where possible. So I used these techniques that I had just learnt from this Mace guy a minute ago on this boss. And because of that, I was able to beat this boss on the first attempt. I'm super proud of that. From a challenge that I never thought I was going to overcome, I now beat on my very first attempt. That was so satisfying, so rewarding. And that's the beauty of the design of Hollow Knight. It puts these massive challenges in there, but when you overcome those challenges, you're prepared for the challenges to come. But is that all there is to Hollow Knight? Just your pain and suffering and then the credits roll? No. Because if you take the time to look past that pain and suffering, to actually pay attention to the world, to the characters that you're interacting with, you fall in love with it. Take for example Dung Defender. Now I love this guy. He's easily my favourite character in this entire game. From his quirky, insane characteristics, his insane battle cries, the whole gimmick that he's a dung beetle just swimming around in poo and throwing poo at you. This guy is immensely enjoyable to verse, to interact with. I ended up loving this guy so much for about 3 months after finishing the game. I had this little vocal stim where I'd walk around, Doma, 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 or Bunta. Or take Grim for example. At the start of his fight, he bows to you. Now the first time I played this fight, I walked in and I just started swinging. Now if you hit him while he's bowing or before he's finished bowing, he does not like that one little bit. And he quickly dominated me after that little mistake. So I started bowing to him and I thought this is just stupid, I'd only do it for this boss fight. But Grim actually taught me respect for a bunch of game characters, and that's the weirdest thing I've ever said in my life. But every other fight that I've had since that moment, I'd bow to them. I'd bow beforehand, like I was showing them respect, like they were my peers, like they were real, which is the weirdest part of all. But it made me appreciate the characters so much. They're not just NPCs there to be smacked, they're characters that have personalities and that are trying to teach you stuff and are trying to enjoy your time. And that makes these characters just so deep, so enjoyable, lovable even. And then you add to this amazing character development with a beautiful soundtrack. An amazing in-depth world filled with lore that isn't just thrown in your face, and it all works together so cohesively. From the very moment you enter Hollow Nest, you're trying to figure out what's going on here. Why did all of the bugs in this village die? They were an advanced civilization, surely that would have kept them running. And despite it being a dead village, it feels so alive. It continually begs you to come back and keep playing me, figure out what's going on here. And even if the story was a bit dry and I wasn't really interested in the world, I would still want to jump on after work every single day to try and overcome all of the challenges this game has to offer. Like some of these boss fights just feel absolutely impossible. But you keep grinding away, keep learning their patterns, and eventually you beat them. That hit of adrenaline is it's something else. I've got to say, this game, it's a masterpiece. 100%. If you haven't played this game, you need to. That's why I'll be giving this game 98 out of 100. If you've made it this far, leave lump of clay in the comments so I know who the real ones are. And just a friendly reminder, tell your friends you love them. I'll see you in the next video.